Hello, Mr. Bankster. Nice of you to drop by.
Why hello Mr. Bernanke, my dear friend with the world's best printing press.
So, Mr. Bankster, I have just printed another $1 trillion.
Well, Mr. Bernanke, why would you possibly do that? Is that legal?
Of course it is legal. In 1913 Congress gave me this press so I could print money anytime I wanted to. I printed this money so I could give it to you, Mr. Bankster. Who else? After all, you banksters are bankrupt even if no one will admit it.
And if you give me all of this freshly printed money, what is my interest rate I have to pay you?
Well, I will only charge you 0.25% interest or 2.5 billion per year. That's almost free money, less than 1% per year. How can you refuse free newly printed trillions of dollars?
Mr. Bernanke, that sounds very nice of you, but what am I supposed to do with this $1 trillion of freshly printed nice money?
Mr. Bankster, this is the best part. I have a dear friend who wants to borrow this $1 trillion of freshly printed in us money from you.
And Mr. Bernanke, who is the good friend who wants to borrow this $1 trillion from me, and where does he live?
Mr. Bankster, funny you should ask because he lives right behind us. His name is BoyObama.
BoyObama wants to borrow this $1 trillion of freshly printed money from me? And how much interest is he willing to pay me?
Oh, you are in luck. BoyObama will pay you 4% interest or $40 billion per year for this newly printed fresh $1 trillion.
Mr. Bernanke, are you serious? BoyObama will pay me $40 billion per year to borrow this new printed fresh $1 trillion that I borrow from you, and I only have to pay you $2.5 billion per year in interest.
Yes, Mr. Bankster, you figured that out very quickly. Did you go to Yale or Harvard?
Mr. Bernanke, my calculator is not working, but if I pay you $2.5 billion in interest and BoyObama pays me $40 billion per year in interest, that means my profit is almost $38 billion per year.
Golly, Mr. Bankster, I guess you went to Harvard because you figured that one out on your very own.
You sure are a good friend, Mr. Bernanke. This is very exciting. Now, tell me, is BoyObama a good credit risk?
My friend Mr. Bankster, everyone believes BoyObama is the best credit risk in the world and everyone is loaning him money. The Chinese, the Japanese, the oil sheiks, just about everyone.
Mr. Bernanke, that is very good to know. Sounds like BoyObama must be a very popular fellow.
Yes, BoyObama wants to be the next messiah. We all love him to borrow more.
Now, Mr. Bernanke, I am so glad to hear BoyObama is borrowing money from everyone, but how is he going to pay me back this $1 trillion of newly printed fresh money?
Now don't worry about a thing, Mr. Bankster. BoyObama is going to pay you back because he has 300 million little people paying him taxes every year.
Little people? Mr. Bernanke, who are they?
Well, Mr. Bankster, the little people are the citizens of the United States and they are working harder and harder every year to make sure BoyObama has enough money to pay you your interest.
Okay, Mr. Bernanke, sure glad BoyObama has so many little people supporting BoyObama's demand for all this freshly printed trillions of dollars. Now just curious, but why does BoyObama need all of these trillions and trillions of freshly printed new dollars?
Mr. Bankster, you are asking too many serious and complicated questions. BoyObama needs these trillions and trillions of newly printed fresh dollars to pay for his military, to pay for people who do not want to pay taxes or work, and to pay the interest on all of the money he and his friends have borrowed in the past.
Yes, Mr. Bernanke, that sounds like he will be paying me interest for many years to come.
Yes, sirree, Mr. Bankster, you have that right. I will keep printing these trillions of fresh new dollars so you can keep borrowing from me to lend to BoyObama. It's a great deal for everyone, and how else can we get more money from the little people to keep your banksters in business?
Okay, Mr. Bernanke, this sounds like a deal that is too good to be true. Do the little people know how this deal works?
Come now, Mr. Bankster, of course not. They are too fat, dumb and happy to care about anything except for their reality shows. And that is exactly how we want to keep it.
So, Mr. Bernanke, sounds like we have a deal, and I hope we can continue this brilliant game of yours. Sure glad you have this magic printing press for trillions and trillions of freshly printed money. Boy Obama sounds like he will be my biggest customer for many years to come.
Yes, Mr. Bankster, this is the biggest Ponzi scheme the world has ever seen. Who could have ever imagined little old me can print trillions and trillions of freshly minted dollars?
Forgive me again, Mr. Bernanke, but there must be some limit to this printing press. How much money does Boy Obama and his friends owe?
Let me see. Last time anyone counted, Boy Obama land owes about $14 trillion. However, the number is so big no one can even comprehend it, so they seem to be ignoring it. My printing presses are running full-time and there seems to be no limit for the demand. I make money. My friends the Banksters make money. Boy Obama gives it away to his friends and the little people will have to work till they die to pay for all of the debt.
One other question, Mr. Bernanke. What happens if no one wants to lend more money to Boy Obama? What would he do then?
My dear Bankster, you worry too much. Boy Obama will pay higher interest rates whenever the Chinese, Japanese, the oil sheiks and you decide you need higher interest. Boy Obama will have no choice but to pay more. Everyone will make more.
Mr. Bernanke, sounds like you have everything figured out. Let's hope the little people never find out about how crazy this sounds. After all, you print free money, you give it to me for almost no fees or interest, and I can lend to Boy Obama and we make billions and billions every year. There is one final question that I cannot figure out, Mr. Bernanke. And it is, why don't you lend or give the trillions and trillions of freshly minted dollars directly to Boy Obama?
Well, Mr. Bankster, if I did that you would not be able to take billions and billions of dollars from Boy Obama and his little people, and then all of my friends who work for you might lose their jobs and their huge bonuses.
Okay, Mr. Bernanke, trust me, this will be our little secret, and if you get tired of running those printing presses, you can be sure we will find a nice job as a bankster with plenty of big bonuses forever and ever.